Well, let's go straight to the top story at this hour. UK has warned Iran of serious consequences if it does not release the oil tanker captured by it immediately. Iran seized one British tanker and stopped another one in the Strait of Hormuz, according to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, citing violation of international regulations. Diplomatic crisis over Iran's tit-for-tat action has assumed very significant proportions. Iranian forces have captured the British-flagged Stena Impero, in fact announcing their move 2 weeks after the British Navy seized an Iranian tanker in Gibraltar. The Stena Impero is no longer under the control of the crew and remains uncontactable. According to a statement from its owner, another oil tanker, the Mesdar, which was also made to change course, has now been allowed to continue on its way and is no longer in Iranian waters. The British Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, attended a high-level meet at 10 Downing Street in the wee hours earlier today to decide UK's next course of action. However, Hunt ruled out any military action.
We're not looking at military options. We're looking at a diplomatic way to resolve the situation. But we are very clear that it must be resolved. Freedom of navigation in the Gulf is absolutely essential. If that freedom of navigation is restricted, Iran is the biggest loser. And so it is in their interest to resolve this situation as quickly as possible. And we will do everything we can to do that. But as I say, there will be serious consequences if we're not able to resolve it quickly.
Tensions between the UK and Iran escalated quickly earlier this month when British Navy seized an Iranian tanker which was suspected of breaking EU sanctions. The UK suspected that the Iranian tanker detained on 4th of July near Gibraltar was carrying oil bound for Syria. In response to the seizure, Iran threatened to seize a British oil tanker. On 9 July, the UK raised the threat to British shipping in Iranian waters in the Gulf of Critical, which is of the highest level. Amidst rising tensions between Washington and Tehran, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that Iran has to quote-unquote come to the table for negotiations. Pompeo, who is in Argentina right now for a memorial ceremony of the 25th anniversary of the bombing of Jewish Community Center, addressed the people of Buenos Aires on counterterrorism. He said that the right way to resolve tensions between the two countries is by holding talks for negotiations. Latest in the worsting ties, U.S. has claimed to destroy an Iranian drone in the Strait of Hormuz. However, Iran has denied the claim. Pompeo in his talks reaffirmed that the Iranian drone was brought down. He said, and I quote here, "It went down. The fact the foreign minister Zarif either did not know or lied about it, I can't account for. It happened," unquote. U.S.-Iran relationship has been on a downhill since U.S. President Donald Trump pulled out from the 2015 nuclear deal, under which Iran has agreed to curtail its nuclear program. Since then, U.S. has imposed multiple sanctions on Iran, which has led to crippling of its economy. U.S. has also isolated the Gulf country from the rest of the world, threatening to levy sanctions on any country that holds trade talks with Iran.